I love a good crime thriller that's straight to the point, but I still feel like there was a little something missing. Nonetheless, let's jump into my review of the new film, Take the Night. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Take the Night, which is available now. So yeah, somehow, some way, this slipped under my radar, but now that I had a chance to check it out, I thought this film was okay. I didn't really love it. I didn't hate it. It was pretty short and sweet to the point. I think this runtime was about an hour and 22 minutes. And it's a crime thriller. And because the film has a lot of bit of twists and turns and little pieces that you kind of put together for the film, in terms of like what's happening with the plot, it keeps you intrigued. It lacks the action though, because with everything kind of happening in terms of the crime, you're thinking like, I want a little bit more edge of my seat, sort of suspense and whatnot. But it never really was about that. I think this was really plot driven. Not even really character driven, really just plot driven. It was supposed to be a film that I think you watched and you was just supposed to just have your detective hat on and just trying to figure out what was going on, why was things going on, and all sorts of different other little things. So like, you know, for that aspect, I did enjoy. This did star a handful of folks that you may have seen in other projects. One that really jumps out to me is Shamari Love, who's from The Chi. So I saw that, I was like, okay, cool. But this is a feature film debut by the director, writer, and star Seth McTigue. Hats off to him. I thought it was if this is a debut film, pretty good job. I thought the production was really well. I was intrigued by the story. I wasn't totally invested into the characters, but I have got to say, I want a sequel of this more than I want this film, because I felt like this laid a good foundation of intrigue, gave us a little bit about these characters and whatnot, a good introduction. But now I'm already looking forward to the next film. And the reason why I say I want the next film more than I am happy with this film is because while this film was supposed to really make you put your detective hat on and try to think about the different moving parts of the plot here, I'm already thinking forward. I'm already past this now. I'm like, hey, I want to know where these characters are at now. What's happening now, especially with the ending here, and we figuring out how things kind of unravel and kind of how they resolve. You're kind of wondering what's the next step, and then you got a stinger at the end of this, so you're like, oh, what does this mean? And by the way, since I did not explain what was happening, you have these two brothers who they are, I should almost say they're almost like typical brothers. There's a little bit of tension going on there. There's resentment towards one another after their father had passed, their mother had passed before that. So like, you know, in terms of his inheritance, in terms of who was the chosen son, they got all those type of issues kind of going on here. But with that being said, you have the one brother who decides to prank the other brother. And when he does that, right, it seems like a very bad, distasteful joke, but I'm sure he was going to get a laugh out of it. He ended up getting these fake kidnappers who actually weren't really fake. They actually was about that life. So with that, they actually had some ulterior motives of their own, which makes things get a little bit more deep, dark, and dire. So yeah, with that being said, now you have these real kidnappers who think they have struck gold, but well, karma may be coming at them a little bit sooner than they thought. So pretty simple plot, but the question is, it has a lot to do with who were the kidnappers and why the brother who was kidnapped, trying to figure out how did this happen to him, plus a part like and with like the kidnapping part being real, there was elements of the prank also being real, kind of intertwining with one another, and he's having to try to figure all this out at the same time while also trying to, you know, run for his life. So a lot of different things kind of going on here, and beyond that too, you know, it's going to take the two brothers to kind of get on the same page in order to really move forward in terms of their family fortune and all of that. So, but again, I thought the production was good. Especially again for a feature film debut, thought everything was pretty good. I wasn't so invested into the characters, but I was very much intrigued with the plot. But I'm so intrigued with the plot that I want to know what's going on beyond this to reinvest into the characters and kind of seeing what else has been built in this world, because I like this. Like I say it all the time. Anybody who's a fan here, I love a good murder mystery, but a crime thriller has got to be my next favorite. And the fact that when you like got a little bit of mind bending and twisting parts kind of going on with everything, like hey, it makes for a good time. It keeps you invested because you're constantly trying to figure things out. But yes, you can check this out digital on demand. It may still be in theaters. Take the night. I enjoyed this. Pretty solid film. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I am certainly intrigued to see what Seth has going on next. So, hey, check it out. Let me know your thoughts about this when you do, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.